As you know, we specialize in ambient light projection technology and also black advanced technology, which is dark, dark, dark. Well, just to say black. All we develop now is black technology. So, like I said before, I explained many times before, where black technology is more advanced than gray screens, gunmetals, much more advanced than the gray screen paint products or gray projection screens you may see on the market, due to the fact that these particular surfaces cannot produce a 100% contrast level. Now, the gunmetals are much better than the gray products, much better than the white products or white projection screen surfaces. But when it comes down to having that 100% contrast level, true ambient light projection technology, this is where our technology actually shines at being the best. So, I'm just showing you something that I bet that your projection screen, being gray, white, or gunmetal, can't do this. Due to the fact, as I said before, your screen's going to wash out right from the door with this much light. It's not even going to stand a chance in here. And if your screen can't do this simple demonstration, that means it's outdated. That means it's time to get yourself a new screen. Because I can do this at what time we have right now? Let's see. Alexis, what time is it?
It's 8:17 a.m.
8:17. We came in here around 7:35, so it's 8:17. My windows are open. I got even got the veneers pulled back, so you have plenty of light pushing back and forth. The curtains, plenty of light pushing back. 127 inches. Screen sits back. Projector sits back 18 feet from my screen. And look at all this light we have in the environment. And screen can maintain a star field screensaver with no problem. Where if I were to place a gray screen or a gunmetal screen against the surface, it'd wash out. Wouldn't be to pick up. So I'm gonna let you guys watch that while my cat sits there and gazes out the door. And for his buddy to come by and show you what true ambient light projection and true contrast looks like. Now mind you, we don't have to do any fake bells and whistles, hiding the screen in the darkness, trying to give it the appearance that it pulls contrast levels. Because if you pull contrast levels, if your screen's ambient light projection, you should be to do this with the lights on or off with no problem whatsoever. It should never be, it has to be in the dark only. That's why I do not like when people do demonstrations of try to show off, I say try to show off a contrast level, and they're always submerged in the dark when they do it, because they have to give you the illusion that you're seeing contrast. That's why they can't do this. Now mind you, we can do this outside too, no problem. I wish we didn't have the rain today, because I would do another demonstration just like this outside. We're going to show a series of contrast levels on the technology, just to show you at the end of the day that you want to make sure you're getting what you're paying for, and you don't want to get something that is claiming to be something that it's not. All right, so I'll be back. Hey, buddy boy, get your snacks, all right? Get your snacks. Your snacks. those of you that are probably thinking, well, I told you before that we're only going to be using the great products that we make. Again, I used to make great screen paint products, so I can make quite a lot of whatever I want to make. So we're going to be using those in our tests. As I explained to you in the last demonstration, I said that we are not entertaining those particular individuals because they're not on our level. The demonstrations we do on a daily basis, they don't do. So why would I entertain them anymore? There we go. All right, so what we have here, anytime you see a great product, this is ours, Digital One Crystal Screen Paint. So you know that. And as I showed you before in that one detailed demonstration, making the products on the table, they all do the same thing. So there you go. All right, so we got certified screen here. Daylight's gunmetal. Right there, you can see that for yourself. We have the Dark Star 9. Right there, these are ambient light rejection screens, 0.9 gain. Dark Star 9, mind you, again, the big surface I have for this, 127 inches. I forgot how much we charge for, I think it's $349 for the large 150-inch acoustic. If you know how big those are, yeah, I got one in the room over there. They're huge. The sample sheet I lay against here is $3,000. This is $3,000 for 100-inch screen. So we consider that when you look at that. Because I had somebody saying, well, I guess they didn't see the demonstration. And they said, well, that's a lot of money. I said, well, here's the $3,000 screen. Which one you want to pay for at the end of the day? Because a white screen paint and a gray screen paint is not going to do it. It's not going to happen. That's old. And the newer technology, which is the gunmetal screens, are going to cost you thousands and thousands of dollars. And they're not even acoustics. At the end of the day, you're going to pay a lot more money for an acoustic, or they're not going to give you the same price for an acoustic screen they're going to give you for a regular screen. Like they're not going to give you the same price for an ultra short throw than a regular screen. They pay a little bit more money for that. So, choice. Or you just use your white wall. All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to take the, let me show, is there tape sticky enough for this? Because you still have people out there that are really, I hate to say, I'm not trying to be rude here, but you're under a rock somewhere. If you really think a gray screen is going to be to do that, not going to happen. But let's show you. Bring the camera a little bit here. And I'm expecting the emails and the ranting and raging as always. Nothing new. We're not going to show you. Like I said, we don't entertain that. Our sites are for something much larger. Now this is silver. I keep forgetting my screen is not hooked to a wall. And it's levitating. My screen's literally hanging from the wall. So let's say if you got a silver screen. That screen's silver. That's the Digital One Elitist. That's the last one we developed, which was actually pure silver. This is 127 inches. Boy, that'd be a real big washout, wouldn't it? All right, let's try some of this Sherwin-Williams. Network Gray 773. See if that'll work, because I've had people say, well, I went home and I painted my screen with this gray paint, and it looks absolutely amazing. Yeah, it looks amazing, but your contrast levels don't even pull up. No, that's not there either. All right, let's go with some certifies now. Now we're talking about spending a couple $1,000s. This is the Elite Screen Dark Star 9 with a 0.9 gain. Get you a little closer if you choose to be. There we go. Put that one right there. Well, I think we should put this one in the middle to give them a fair chance, because I told you they got that narrow Unicom effect triggering off. And I want to make sure they get the best area, so we'll put them right there. All right. And we're going to have to flatten out those corners a little bit more, because I told you that's a reflective surface. They have to lay it completely flat against the surface. I really got to write more tape. Now the thing is, when I got individuals, I'm not going to mention who you are, when you get mad at me and you can't figure out why I'm getting this kind of money from my product, it's because I do demonstrations like this, where your screen couldn't even do this to begin with, because you couldn't test it against the product. Because number one, the Dark Star 9 would pull a heavier contrast level on a gray screen easily, with no problem. Designed to do so, that's what the technology is designed for. You can do it with no problem whatsoever. I gotta buy some more tape, like desperate. I'm using my stickers for my PC mods. I want to make sure they get a fair, even chance here. Kind of hard to stick up to a screen that's moving back and forth, like I said, because my screen is basically, it's levitated. I'm gonna have to get some stronger tape for that. That is not laying. Oh, I know what I'll do. I got an idea. I'm gonna put a tape to the screen. I need that to lay flat. Why? Because if you were to attempt this demonstration by itself without the sample sheets, your screen would wash out. It would never be able to hold. See if we can get this up here a little better. Maybe get something to hold a little better on these screens. All I need to do is just stay up here. You need to lay flat. That we're gonna have to taper down. I need that screen to lay flat, perfectly flat. Let's try something else. See if that works. Yeah, the lead screen surface has to lay flat because they have that reflective narrow viewing cone. And if you don't lay them flat, they become dark around the edges, which means that's not fair to the screen. I see people doing that in demonstrations, knowing this, knowing that screen's going to turn a little darker. You're not supposed to do that. It's supposed to lay flat. That's better. That makes me happy. I don't like to cheat in my demonstrations. I like to do things by the book. Now let's go to the Dark Star 9. Which I think I'm going to use this tape instead. That's what I understand. If a screen is claiming to be able to see contrast levels, you should be doing these tests right here. This is what you should be doing. With this much light in the environment. We'll get that fixed. Just want to stay. I don't know how well this is going to stay, but this is an acoustic surface. Let's get another one for this one. Now, just look outside the box here for those individuals that are upset because of what my product is selling for. Let me explain something to you. You have to be able to do demonstrations like this. Now, not only did I display that my screen can produce an image in a fully lit environment with plenty of window lights making contact with the screen here and there, showing the screen can absorb in a ton of ambient light, but I can do this on a star field demonstration, which shows my screen can produce a 100% contrast level and still maintain high enough white levels for you to see the individual stars bouncing back and forth across the screen. Also, too, at the same time, taking out silver paint, I'm gonna have the gray back up there, and 2 certifies that right now we have about $8,000 worth of sample sheets. That's a $5,000 screen. That's a $3,000 projection screen. So when you're doing demonstrations that are clouded in the dark, you can barely make out objects, and you have nothing to compare the screen to, and you're basically faking contrast levels. Apparently, because you could do it in the nighttime, you could definitely do it with the lights on, just like this. That's why people know what they're buying at the end of the day. Well, some people don't, but then again, like I said, it basically we can back our products up, and I can do the same demonstration outside without a problem on a 150-inch screen. Buddy boy, what's your problem? I don't want to hear it. Take it to the next room. He'll show up today. He'll show up there. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He has a cat that comes to the door every day. We feed him, And if the cat doesn't come up, he has his little fit. We're going to use some tape for this. Now, that's what I find kind of funny because, real talk, our product is considered to be a scam because it could do something that the other products can't do. That's what it comes down to. But when we give you challenges, you don't do the challenges, you back down. So, it is what it is. You got to face it is what it is. It's the more superior technology, and that's what it is. Gray screen paints are obsolete. They have done their time. It's time to take them out to the pasture, let them feed, and leave them there. Because alone, you couldn't complete this demonstration. I can make this a challenge, and you wouldn't be to complete it. Because I know, being a person who developed gray screen paints into anybody, that I know how your product is going to react. I used to make it. We stick that product here in a fully lit environment, it will wash out. We drop it on a 150-inch screen, it will wash out. As a matter of fact, to get our point across even more, we're going to actually design a couple of gray screens and use them in demonstrations against black screens to show you anywhere we stick that screen out, automatic washout. So it'd be hard for me to come on camera and say, okay, our product, this is what a white screen can't do, or the white screen's even worse. This is what a white screen, this is what gray screens with gunmetals can't do, without backing it up. And here it is being backed up. And not only that, we have the windows open, we have light pushing down on my screen, no problem. We're not using ultra short throws. Now, ultra short throw demonstrations are easy to do, and I'll tell you why. We're still, even ultra short throw, they still can't see the contrast. You're sitting right up on top of the screen. We're 18 feet from a screen right now. My projector is traveling through all this light in the environment and boom, making contact with the screen at 127 inches that's sitting in a bay of windows. This is what you have to do to back your product. Can't have pockets of darkness and none of that. Do all it. Where do you trust there? Is he out there? No, he's not. Now, you know something interesting here? The projector behind me has a 20,000 to 1 contrast ratio. Did you know that? So at 20,000 to 1 contrast ratio, neither one of these screens will be able to utilize that technology that's sitting in that projector because they can't pick up contrast level. They have to be in a dark environment. In order for you to utilize the 20,000 to 1 contrast, we would have to shut those curtains, darken the environment about, and put it in an ambient light controlled environment so you can basically pick up on the technology that that projector is designed with. Because in a fully lit environment such as this, a 20,000 to 1 contrast ratio is pointless, useless on these particular screens. That's why if you take the P2 at 2 million to 1 contrast and you stick that in a fully lit environment on a gray screen, it can't see a contrast level. You have to be in a certain environment to utilize that technology, which means you have to darken your environment. Any projector is going to be able to pick up a contrast level in a dark environment to a certain degree. It's just that when it comes to those particular projectors that have a heightened version of contrast levels, they have the ability to pick up a much darker level, that's all. But it's not black. You're never picking up black. I love it when they do the commercial, oh, true 100 black where is this coming from? How is that possible? So let me get this straight. If I take black paint and I paint this down one side of my screen, boom, and I hit it with that projector on a gray screen, I'm going to be to see both of those blend in together because that paint's pulling a 1% contrast level at the end of the day. But that gray product is not. So you can't say you're pulling a 1% contrast level because technically you're not. Because that's a projector whose contrast levels that are so high. That's 2 million to 1. That's nothing. I've seen projectors that you're talking about 8K, these massive projectors, these movie theater, their freaking contrast level is freaking insane. 2 million is a joke to them. And they can't even pull a contrast level that would make a screen look literally like it's black. Yeah. There you go. He's over having a fit. What the heck is going on through his head right now? There's nothing up there. At least he can see something I can't see. Ah. Let's see what time we got. Alexis, what time is it?
It's 8:36 a.m.
8:36. All right, let's show a little leniency. Let's be nice here. Now, my blinds, as I said before, they're designed for light to transfer through. But let's close them because it's really not going to make a difference because light transfers through them. I need to keep my neighbors from scooping out a little bit. Like, why is the curtain so it's freaking me out? All right. Then again, they know what I do for a living anyway, so we're probably testing something, doing some demonstration or something. All right, so we'll shut our lines on this side over there. See that light pushing through, but no problem. Right there, see right here. See? Never expressed enough. Why are the corners always so crazy dark? We still got too much light in the environment. That means we have to darken the environment even more. Yeah, that's not going to happen in here ever. Red screensaver.
Getting that from YouTube.
Red screen.
Getting that from YouTube.
You can't even see color. The washed out image. That right there, again, that's a $5,000 screen right there. The Darkside 9 has a better capability. You can't pick it up. But the strong points of those screens are basically their ability to be able to see contrast levels. Okay, let's remove them off there. Let's get them off there. I'm gonna take them off. You can go watch my cat over there. Let's remove those. I just could not imagine if in the morning you have to be subjected to every time a contrast level popped up. Mind you, every time a contrast level will pop up on your screen will automatically turn gray. Automatically, every single time. I did that demonstration in the LG Jazz demonstration. Oh, we're going to do a reality demonstration today. Reality demonstration is where we take a black screen, we coat it over with gray paint, half and half, and show you exactly what you're missing. And it is going to be a brutal demonstration. We've done this demonstration with motorized projection screens and dedicated rooms, proving to you at the end of the day that you're going to have a lot of white light splashing around your environment, and you're not going to be able to pick it up. Your light's going to be all over the place. 8K. Nature Desire. 4K demonstrations.
Getting that from YouTube.
Let's see what they stuck me with. If I didn't butcher that one. I pretty butchered it. 8K Desire Nature. 4K. Why did I just say 8K Desire Nature and put 4K? Don't even ask why. I just thought about that when I just said, like, did I just say that? I think what I just said a few minutes ago. Oh, wait, hold on for a minute.
The QX60 totally fits my vibe. Wireless charging.
Boy, these make you watch these commercials. I got to get around to doing that too. That's my lazy behind. I was supposed to then set up that account so I don't have to deal with any more commercials.
You get it.
I like to show off a little bit of color here and there. Let's see that background. Must always remain black. All right, Taco, so what do we got planned for today? We got a busy day today, don't we? We got a lot to do. I got to map out the next room, so I decided to build a submerged screen, a massive, giant submerged screen. Why not? I got the wall back there for it. Might as well build it. Let me see. Let me get that AK back again. I want to go back to that again. Come on. AK Desire Nature.
Getting that from YouTube.
I don't know why I put the 4K in there. I was like, wait a minute, you just add 4K on top of AK. It's like one of those knockoff projectors. And the first time I saw this demonstration being displayed, like I said, we're not going to mention names. We don't want to taint our videos. This was done in the dark, and I mean in the dark. We displayed this video everywhere. Displayed it in the backyard, displayed it off the ceiling, just whatever. We show that in the day you're not supposed to see contrast levels in the dark. It's supposed to be done in fully lit environments. All right, so I'm gonna go back to my outer space. Let's go with 4K outer space screensavers. This is what I'm gonna be watching all day today as I work.
From YouTube.
Going over to this right here. This is what I'm gonna be watching. I guess I'll leave my curtains open. I'm not gonna fight in here today. Oh, this Joker stays out of the windows. I'm gonna put this stuff on right here. So imagine 127-inch customized 1610 screen. Having this on a gray screen at the end of the day, your screen would be completely washed out in all this light with no problem. If it was silver, it'd still be washed out. Drop down $3,000, $5,000 for a projection screen that pretty much can't pull a contrast level in a fully lit environment. You would have to be in an ambient light controlled environment with a calibrated projector. And of course, with these companies right here, if you're going to tell them like, oh, but my projector's $600, they'll laugh on it. No. You got to at least spend a couple $1,000s if you want a really good picture. Yeah, because the screen at the end of the day can't pick up the image. So I got to spend a couple of grand to make a $5,000 or $3,000 projection screen look good and still got to darken the environment and calibrate it? No. Too much work. No. Consumer doesn't want to hear all those numbers at the end of the day, and even people that I know that can afford at the end of the day still don't want to hear all those numbers at the end of the day. Because even after you pay for the screen and the projector, you still haven't bought your sound system yet. You know that's going to cost you money. And if you're doing a dedicated theater room, then you know what that's going to cost you at the end of the day. That's not going to be cheap either way around. Here we go. Anywhere I go in that environment, that screen's supposed to pull up. So if I'm in here, especially if I'm in here working, and this projector is off because we can't, because I want to be able to watch my TV show from over there, if I can get the reach from there. So we're going to be in here today mapping out the screen size I want to do in here. I want to fill out the entire wall. I think I came to that conclusion when I was sitting there looking at the fish on the acoustic screen. I'm like, I want a giant screen from floor to ceiling. But the problem with this room is you have projector issues in here. So this is going to take some interesting work here. So I want the entire room to be virtual. We're going to map out the entire floor, which is fantastic. That's easy to do. The ceilings are already going to be coated pretty soon with our Black Widow technology. And this right here, the screen has to come from all the way from here, all the way across from here. We're not worried about that. We're going to figure a way how to mount that in a different area so we can hit the ceiling with that. That's not hard to do. My main concern is basically trying to figure out how to get a projector to hit this. Now we can't do ultra short those. The ultra short those have to be pulled all the way back in order to hit that giant screen, and that's going to mess up my chairs when I go to bring them out. We need the projector to be back here. That's where it has to be at. Or we can mount it from here, but if we mount it from here, we'll have to coat the projector, the stand, everything in that black technology. So basically it blends into the ceiling when the projector hits it. So it's several options, but I'm going to get the whole thing filled out. I miss my 200-inch screen. I do miss that screen. That was the biggest screen I ever had in my life. That thing was gigantic. It's nothing like when people talk about immerse yourself into a video. No, you're not really immersed unless the screen's bigger than you. When a screen's bigger than you, then you're immersed into a screen. That's just like people will buy those. When you buy a TV, and people say, "Well, my TV does 16:9." No, it doesn't. It does 16:9 format. You know how wide your TV would be if it did a 16:9? You know how expensive that would be to have an OLED actual 16:9 screen. No, only projectors can do a full actual 16:9 aspect ratio. You're not doing that at all. Period. You have the illusion. You're formatted. You're not actually doing 16:9. I explained to somebody in one of the rooms, like, yeah, I got full 16. No, you don't. No, you don't. You got it's formatted. That's why when it comes on, it says formatted. You know how wide your screen would be if it was going to be a 16:9? You know how expensive that would be? Oh, heck no, you're not doing that. That's like somebody saying this is formatted for 235.1. I've seen those before. You're not doing actual 235.1. All right, I got work to do, people. I got to measure out, figure out how we're going to do this. How we're going to put in this giant. Well, I know how we're going to put the giant screen in. The problem is the projector. We need the projector to fill out the screen. That is going to be the problem right there. So we got much to do. All right. Well, with that being said, I got to go jump on Facebook, show them the demonstration with the Starfield. I love seeing the Starfield with all the lights and window light pushing through. Do that demonstration over there. We got some pictures. If you want to check out pictures, you got to go to our Facebook page, fan page, check those out. We're doing another page strictly on our ambient light rejection technology for companies that can come in and see exactly how our stuff displays. We have so much to do. Oh well, for me, back to work. Gotta go, and God bless.